Hey guys, this is a video response to Rob, aka Movie Review Time, of his top 10 movie franchises that he recently did, and I'm gonna leave a link to his video. Subscribe to his channel; he does really good videos. So I was thinking I should do a response video because my list is very different from his. So I thought well, it was worth the while. It's worth it to make a video because if it was the pretty similar list or exact same list, I wouldn't even bother making a response video. But hey, here I am, and this is my top 10. Okay, and before I start, I had like my own rules on how to do the list. So it's like this. If I like more than no, sorry, if I only like 2 movies of that franchise, I'm not putting it at all in the top 10. No matter how much I like those movies, if it's only 2 in the franchise, or I like just 2 in that franchise, if it's like a big franchise, I only like 2 of them, they're not considered top 10 or even honorable mention. I gotta like, in my mind, I gotta like at least half of the franchise, or more than just 2. So for example, Wayne's World, I can't count it. I can't count that because it's only 2 movies. Ghostbusters, only 2 movies. You get the picture. But okay, here we go. Top 10. Number 10, Toy Story trilogy. 3 movies. I know they got a 4th one coming up. It's not needed. I thought the 3rd one ended just fine. But especially the original movie, I love to death. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. And I thought the sequels we're not quite in the same level, but they're pretty good. From what I remember, it's been a long time since I've seen it, but they had a good story arc to those characters that I grew up watching, and they ended it pretty well with the 3rd one. So let's see. It's not it won't be trilogy anymore. It'll be a franchise. But we'll see how it goes. But that's my number 10, Toy Story. Number 9, this is kind of a cheat because I noticed that Rob did not include this in his top 10 or even honorable mention, because it's kind of a different kind of franchise. So again, my own rules. But yeah, number 9 is the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the whole thing. I consider that one whole big franchise. So yeah, Iron Man, the one that started it all. Surprised a lot of people. 10 years. I can't believe this movie came out 10 years ago. The Cinematic Universe started 10 years ago. It's 19 movies. Is it 19 movies? I think I got the number right. Yeah, 19 movies. If I'm wrong, correct me. Yeah, and they're still making quality movies in my opinion. Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, I enjoyed. Iron Man 2 has its problems, but I still kind of like it. Thor, like it. Cap vs. Avenger, I like it. Of course, the Avengers, the first team-up movie, still my personal favorite. Iron Man 3, I consider this underrated because a lot of people hate this movie. It's kind of a polarizing film, but I enjoyed it. Thor: The Dark World, not the best movie, but I still like it alright. It has a ton of problems. Captain America: Winter Soldier, enjoy it. Much better than the first one. Guardians, surprisingly really good when it came out. Avengers: Age of Ultron, not as good as the first one, but I still like it. Ant-Man, surprise, pretty good. Civil War, enjoy the hell out of this movie. And yeah, Doctor Strange, I didn't like the movie, but I still consider it part of the franchise. I don't want to have the movie. Guardians, Volume 2, enjoy it almost as much as the first one. And I don't have Spider-Man: Homecoming and Thor: Thor Ragnarok, because I haven't got around to buying those movies, but I will, because I did like those movies for what they were. Of course, Black Panther on Blu-ray here. I really enjoyed this movie. And of course, Infinity War just came out. Really enjoyed that movie. So yeah, that is my number 9. The whole cinematic universe. All right, number 8. Indiana Jones movies. The trilogy, like Rob mentioned in his list, he just enjoys the first 3 movies. Same here, but I don't hate Crystal Skull as much as I used to. I recently watched it. It has some good parts, it has some bad parts. It's a really mixed bag, but it's not the worst movie ever, but for an Indiana Jones movie, it is disappointing. But the first 3 movies, that alone puts it in my top 10 franchises of all time, and I grew up watching those movies. When it comes to movie franchises, Indiana Jones was one of the earliest ones I remember getting into. It wasn't the very first one, but it's like second or third franchise I ever got into. Like even, and I'll mention some of the other ones before some of the other ones that are going to come up in this list. But yeah, Indiana Jones, love the first 3 movies. The one I saw the most was Temple of Doom. But of course, Raiders of the Lost Ark, classic. Temple of Doom, I consider that a classic, and so is The Last Crusade. So, great franchise. And that was that was my number 8. Okay, number 7 is Friday the 13th. This is the documentary, Crystal Lake Memories. But it's all about this guy, Jason Voorhees. But it didn't start with him. It started with his mom. But this is one of my favorite horror franchises. I mean, I run a Friday the 13th group on Facebook, for crying out loud. So of course this is gonna be in my top 10 movie franchises of all time. I enjoyed pretty much all of them, except for Part 8. Disappointing. Freddy vs. Jason doesn't hold up very well. I have a lot of problems with that movie. But the majority I enjoy to this day. Some I've liked more than I used to. Some I like less than I used to. But I enjoy the majority of this franchise, and it's a lot of fun. And I know there's a lawsuit going on with this franchise. It sucks, so we can't get nothing new with this franchise, other than the video game. But even that's stopped, and there's new content. So you get who you can. That's number 7, Friday 13th. All right, my number 6 is. Wait for it. The X-Men franchise. One of my favorite superhero franchises, film series. This, and I also, by the way, I also include, the Wolverine movies, including this one, Logan. I even include this one, Deadpool. It's part of the X-Men franchise, even though they break the fourth wall and it's a spoof pretty much, but it's still in that X-Men universe, so I count it. But I got Days of Future Past, X-Men Apocalypse. But I've enjoyed this franchise from the beginning. I remember when the first movie came out back in 2000. I was so excited, and one thing that surprised me is how different it was from the animated TV series that I watched back in the 90s. But I still enjoy that first movie, and I've enjoyed all these movies except for Last Stand and X-Men Origins. I don't care for those movies, but take those out of the franchise. This is I've enjoyed everything else about this franchise. But yeah, these characters, especially of course Wolverine, Magneto, and Professor Xavier, Charles Xavier, and yeah, this franchise means a lot to me, and they've done a pretty good job, and I'm looking forward to what they do, and what they do next. And I did enjoy Deadpool too, not as much as the first one, but I did like it. But we'll see what happens with this franchise because, as you all know, Disney bought Fox, so the series is gonna end either way. So that was my number 6. Number 5 is the current Planet of the Apes franchise, the Caesar trilogy. If you've seen my videos in the past, you know that before Rise of the Planet of the Apes was going to come out, I completely dismissed it. I didn't think it was going to be good. I thought it was going to be a massive failure, and this franchise was going to die again. And I was surprised. It was one of the biggest surprises I've ever seen in my life, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and I love that movie, and I also love Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and I love this one. This is a great closure to the Caesar character and his story from when it started to rise. So, the Caesar trilogy of Planet of the Apes, the 3 movies, Rise, Dawn, and War, is my number 5 in this top 10. Okay, my number 4 is the Scream franchise. This is my favorite horror franchise. Scream, the original, is the movie that got my interest in pretty much a ton of horror franchises. You know, Friday 13th, Elm Street, Halloween. Even though I already started watching, even though I knew about Halloween, but and of course, you know, some of the other ones they mentioned, Hellraiser. Even though I saw Hellraiser like much later, but you get the point. Scream, you know, introduced more horror to me, which is cool because I've always enjoyed horror movies. But in all these 4 movies, the 4 Scream movies, I enjoy all of them. But of course, you know, the original is still the best in my opinion. Part 2 comes pretty close though, and it was cool to see Scream 4 in the theater. It was a blast. You know, I'm super nostalgic for this franchise, but yeah. But you know, I think it still holds up pretty well in my opinion. Scream 3 not as much, but I still enjoy Scream 3. But yeah, that's my number 4. Scream. All right, my number 3 is another cheat. It is the View Askew universe, aka the Kevin Smith universe, which includes Clerks 1 and 2, Dogma, Chasing Amy, Mallrats, and Jane Silent Bob Strike Back. I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan. He's one of my favorite directors of all time. Sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, he's made some of my favorite movies. Clerks, of course. Clerks 2, I also really love. Dogma. Those are like one of my favorite movies of all time. And I enjoy his, you know, the ones, you know, in this universe as well. Jane Silent Bob, Mallrats, and Chasing Amy. I enjoyed all the VSQ Kevin Smith movies. Not all his movies he's directed in his life, but in his career, but his VSQ universe I enjoy a lot, and because they include some of my favorite movies, like I said. So that's my number 3. Okay, my number 2, and I think pretty much all you guys were expecting this. All right, give me a second. Number 2 is the Nolan Dark Knight trilogy. This is my favorite superhero franchise, superhero series. I consider all these 3 movies great, in their own ways. You know, you got your great origin story, you got your great follow-up, your great sequel, and the greatest sequels of all time, and then you get your great conclusion. I still think these movies still hold up. It has been years. To be fair, it has been. I think ever since this movie came out, The Dark Knight Rises, uh, like a year after this came out. I haven't seen these movies since, so it has been a long time. But I've been thinking about revisiting them. But I, when I think about them, I see clips on YouTube. I still get excited. I still get a kick out of watching these. So, of course, number two, I've always considered these great movies. Maybe not Batman Begins because like at first I had to warm up to a few things, but it kept growing on me every viewing. But these two I always loved. But I also love Batman Begins. So yeah, that's my number two, the Nolan Dark Knight trilogy. Love those movies. Okay, and my number one. Okay, this is no surprise, guys. I mean, you all saw this coming. Star Wars. The entire saga of the live-action films. I don't include the animated movie, the Clone Wars. I don't include, this holiday special and the Ewok adventure movie, whatever. I know it's technically part of the franchise, but I never saw the Ewok adventure, so I can count it. I don't know if that movie was even theatrical anyway, the Ewok adventure. But anyway, Star Wars, my all-time favorite franchise. Of course, I mean, we all know, we all know everything about Star Wars. We know everything about Star Wars that we already been saying for years and decades and since the beginning. The original three, like Rob said in his video, are still the best. I consider those three, just like these three movies, a great piece of cinema, in my opinion. The prequels, I like them. They have their problems, but I've always enjoyed them. I know Rob said he doesn't like Attack of the Clones. I can handle Attack of the Clones, because it has pretty good action. I like Obi-Wan in that movie. Yeah, the love story is hard to get through sometimes, but I could deal with it now, to be honest. And the Disney movies, the Disney era movies, Force Awakens, I still enjoy. Rogue One, I like a lot. Last Jedi, disappointing. And Solo, I enjoyed. I thought it was surprisingly decent. I don't know what Rob thought of Solo. I still don't know what he thought of it. I know he wasn't excited for it. I wasn't excited for it either, to be honest. But I was surprised. But he had Star Wars on his list, but he didn't mention the new ones like in this video. So I know he likes Force Awakens. I know he doesn't really like Rogue One all that much. I think he said that it's okay. I know he hates Last Jedi. I don't blame him. I just think it was disappointing. For me, like The Last Jedi, I need to see it again. I haven't seen it since it came out in theaters. But to me, as of now, Last Jedi, I don't hate it, but it frustrates me. I'll say that about Last Jedi, for now. And Solo, the first Star Wars flop, but it's kind of sad because I actually enjoy that movie. But I shouldn't be shocked that it flopped. I mean, no one really asked for it. But yeah, number one, Star Wars, my all-time favorite franchise. Now, honorable mentions. Okay, the Tim Burton, Joel Schumacher Batman movies. Again, nostalgic. I enjoy all these movies, yes. Even Batman and Robin for different reasons. This one's good. This one, super nostalgic. This is the first Batman movie I ever saw. Pretty sure this is the first superhero movie I ever saw it too. Batman Forever, nostalgic. Jim Carrey. I do think it's a decent movie, despite the stupid crap that's in the movie, but I still enjoyed it. Batman and Robin, it's so bad it's good. I enjoy it for the just over the top horribleness of it. Another honorable mention. I almost forgot to put on the list of honorable mentions, but a good thing Rob mentioned in his video. Die Hard. I enjoyed the first four. Um, Die Hard 3 is my personal favorite one of that franchise. Another honorable mention, Rocky. I grew up watching those Rocky movies, and I do like the Creed spin-off, and I'm looking forward to Creed 2. Let's see, Rambo. Enjoy those movies. Even like the last one, it was pretty brutal from what I remember. Alien. I like Aliens, Alien and Aliens a lot. I did enjoy Prometheus. I think that's pretty underrated. But those three, and the rest of the franchise, whatever. Let's see, the Hannibal Lecter franchise. It's pretty good. I like most of the movies of that franchise. And of course, Silence of the Lambs, all-time classic. The original Planet of the Apes. I do like that franchise fine. Of course, the original classic. Mad Max. I like the first two Mel Gibson movies, Mad Max and the Road Warrior. Mad Max Fury Road was freaking awesome. I love this movie. Mad Max 3, didn't really care for it. Let's see, Harry Potter franchise, I enjoyed the franchise because I was a fan of the books back in the day. Mission Impossible, I like that franchise, except for 2. And I'm looking forward to the new ones coming out. Child's Play. Rob mentioned in his video he loves the first 3 Child's Play movies. I do too. He's not big a fan of the ones that come after, the ones that are called Chucky. Bride, Seed, Curse, and Cult. I like Bride. I grew up watching that one a lot. It's one of my favorite of that franchise. Seed sucks. Curse, that was disappointing. Cult, decent, but again, not one of the best ones. But Chucky's pretty good. He's one of my favorite horror icons. James Bond, the 007 franchise. I like some of the old ones from Sean Connery, Roger Moore, and Tim Dalton. And the Daniel Craig movies I like the best. Casino Royale and Skyfall were awesome. And Spectre was disappointing. Home Alone, I like the first 2. Everyone considers those classics. I do like the third one, so yeah. Hate mail, comment all the hate you want. I don't care. I saw that in the theater for my birthday when that came out. Let's see what else. Terminator. I'll put that honorable mention. I like 3 of those movies, so go ahead and guess which one I like, other than 1 and 2. You might guess right, you might guess wrong, but I do like 3 of those movies. Elm Street, I put that in there. I like the original, Dream Warriors, and New Nightmare. Oh, Rob mentioned Lethal Weapon, I'll put that in there. Honorable mention. The Naked Gun trilogy, hilarious movies. The Muppets. I grew up watching some of the old Muppet movies, and I like that one that came out with Jason Segel, Amy Adams a few years ago. The only ones I don't like, the Muppet movies I don't like, is the Muppets from Space and the last one that came out, Most Wanted. I didn't really care for that one. Let's see, The Purge. I like the Purge movies. Looking forward to the new ones coming out. And last but not least, last honorable mention, Halloween. My most anticipated movie of this year is coming out is the new Halloween movie. Of course, I'm going to mention Halloween. If you've seen my trailer reaction to that, go watch that. But yeah. Yeah, the original was classic. I enjoyed the sequel, part 2. Season of the Witch is underrated. I like 4, alright. 5 sucks. 6, eh. H2O I love. Resurrection, and the remakes, they don't count. Again, not really part of the series. Well, neither is Season of the Witch, to be honest. So, to be fair, that's its own thing. But I still enjoy that movie. But anyway, that was my top 10 favorite franchises of all time. Thanks for watching, and hope you guys enjoyed my list. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. What's your favorite franchise? Top 10. I'm curious to see how different my list is from other people's. But yeah. Thanks for watching, and subscribe if you haven't. Adios.